Hey, I'm Sarah Skilrud from Sarah Styles Collective, and I am so happy to be here with all of you who love So Happy You're Here podcast. Thank you to Erin and Becky for inviting me. I want to talk a little fashion tip with you today, and we're talking bodysuits. Now, before you roll your eyes at the idea of wearing a bodysuit, I'm telling you why it's important in your wardrobe. High-waisted denim, high-waisted wide leg pants, they are a super important piece for you moving into winter, moving into holiday. So what does that bodysuit do? Slims the tummy, sucks you in, gives you the confidence of shapewear, but still being a great underpinning for maybe an oversized blazer like I have on. My dear model Erin is going to come in here with me.
First time I've been hired as a model, everybody.
Thank you.
So happy to be here.
So happy. Thank you for having me.
Well, you brought up bodysuits, and so many of us often think, oh, a great t-shirt. But just looking at my styling versus yours,
Absolutely.
I see why a bodysuit is such a better choice.
Yeah, if you think about what a bodysuit's going to do for you, it's going to slim out that tummy area, and it also just gives a little bit of stretch, but also that slenderizing effect. A t-shirt, think about it. It bunches up, right? You're constantly tucking it back in. It might not provide the greatest opportunity to show off a belt or show off that blazer. So think about bodysuit. I want you trying one. This one happens to be from Express. I'm really enjoying the bodysuits they have there. Great price point as well. Spanx is never wrong. That's going to be a little bit of a higher price point, but you're going to get that quality with the great spandex effect. Grab a scoop neck, V-neck, mock neck. They come in all different shapes and sizes so that you can enjoy that slenderizing effect.
And then that foundation that Sarah just walked us through, I think it makes your entire wardrobe look even better.
I agree.
Look even more put together versus a slouchy t-shirt or tank. The bodysuit elevates your showpieces.
I agree with you. And then, of course, it invites a little bit of jewelry. I keep talking about an oversized blazer, but a crop blazer is just going to have that great polished effect when you have it on with a bodysuit.
I love this idea. So friends, make sure you're following along with Sarah for more tips and tricks and easy shopping to create your smart closet.
And for our So Happy You're Here listeners, give me an email at sarah@sarahstyles.com with So Happy You're Here for $50 off a wardrobe consultation through the rest of 2025.
She's here, everybody.
Yay.
So happy you're here. So happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So excited. You were finally
Thank you.
ready, sparkling, dazzling as we go into the holiday season.
Thank you. I'm ready. This is so official and so fun. You guys, I'm so proud of you.
Now, since we've been such good friends with Jen Vick for so long, and you have all been asking her for so long, instead of doing a separate open, we're like, Jen, get out here.
We're going to do it together.
We're going to do it all together. So as you know, we must start every episode in song because it stops whatever you're doing, resets you for a better day.
I love
for a
that
better
Erin
experience.
makes this like a medical treatment.
It really is scientifically proven.
It's the best.
By me.
Science.
So let's kick off this episode. We're 1 week away from Christmas Eve with none other than our Christmas queen.
The queen of Christmas.
Mariah Carey.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I
don't care about the presents
underneath the Christmas tree.
I just want you for my own,
more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true,
baby.
All I want for Christmas is you
and you, Jen,
baby.
Welcome into the most professional podcast you'll ever be.
It's the best, you guys. This is gonna go viral. I know it. And like this next year, it's gonna be like a million. Best, you guys. This is gonna go viral. I know it. And like this next year, it's gonna be like a million subscribers. Just get ready.
That's right. There's
get
millions of men at home right now thinking Jen Vick wants me for Christmas. And what is just singing the song?
What did Jen just send us about the year of the horse?
That's right.
You guys, I'm not kidding. This coming year is going to be epic. It is going to be an epic year this coming year. It is the year of the horse.
Tell us.
Just
Okay, before we even dive into who Jen Vick is.
2025, and our dear Fatima told us this, and told us this at the beginning of last year, which was a very monumental year for all of us at our former network.
Right.
as we all know, we've been recounting this all year. I've been watching every single episode.
Love you.
I'm so happy you're here.
Love
It's like my weekly therapy. I'm not kidding. It's therapy for me. I love it.
Same.
She really is our super fan.
No, I really am a
really
super
is.
fan. I'm like, it's so fun. But this year was the year of the snake, right? All about like in like the zodiac Chinese calendar.
Okay.
I have my year of the snake ring on that our dear Fatima picked up for us.
Yes.
And it's all about shedding and a renewal and like shedding off the old, rediscovering. And that's painful sometimes, right? Because snakes do that. They like pick at their skin and shed it. But then what comes out is this amazing new creature. And next year is the year of the horse, 2026.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Charging
Giddy up.
in, galloping in, fresh energy, strong, bold, confident. So that's
And
what
really
next year-
beautiful, by the way.
Yes.
And really beautiful.
Oh my gosh, we can't be more excited to gallop into 2026 with all of you. And I think it's a perfect, is the right word metaphor for what we've all been through
Yes,
together.
it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Jen is our last guest of 2025.
That's crazy.
Is that nuts?
Yes.
I know.
Because
I'm
by the way, you
honored.
guys, a year ago, nearly this day, we were experiencing something entirely different.
Okay, so let's get into that in a second. But really quick, we love having so many of you viewers here. Obviously, we all met through home shopping. But if you have discovered us through not in home shopping,
Yes.
let's just make sure we properly introduce our gorgeous friend, Jen Vick. She's not just a model, okay, citizen and beauty. We worked together for many years at Shop HQ. Was an on-air host with us. She was the host of Wake Up in Style for quite some time, which was amazing. But let's give everybody a little bit of background.
Oh, we're going to go back. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo.
How far back?
I mean, how far back do you want to go?
Neonatal.
I mean, I was born in a small town in Wisconsin. Actually, that's true. So what do you want to know? Like, how did I get into this?
Okay, well, let's just
what
start.
do you
Tell
want?
us who you are as a person. Because I think
Okay.
sometimes, especially on home shopping,
Yeah.
we are, in love with a beauty brand or we're a fashion expert. But who
Yeah.
are you as a person? A mother of 4.
I'm a mother of 4, so I have 4 children. My oldest just turned 24. She's no, I don't.
Everybody at home is like,
24.
what in the world?
So I have a girl and 3 boys. I've got a girl, she's my oldest, and then 3 boys, 24, 22, 20, and 16.
That's wild,
so my
you
baby
guys.
just started driving.
Oh my gosh.
You guys, and he was out last night whipping donuts or drifting or whatever it's called. And
That's
I'm
good
like,
defensive driving, though.
In Wisconsin, we called it whipping shitties. Just so you
totally,
know.
yeah.
That's
We
whipping
called it that
shitties.
when we were kids too.
Yes, when we were less professional.
When we were less professional, when we were 16. So yeah, 4 kids, and they're of course the joy of my life.
Yes.
I love them so much. We're very, very close.
You're Minnesota born and raised, though, right?
Wisconsin born.
No, wait. Did you grow up in a small town too, like our little Miss Newberg?
No, I moved from that small town when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
So I moved from Ashland, Wisconsin, down to into Minneapolis, right down the street from where our old network.
And that's where you were like,
And I
that's
grew
where
up
you went to
there.
school and high school.
Yep, I was raised in this area. I went to high school. I met my husband there in school. So yeah, I grew up literally down the road. I went to church across the highway from our former network
At Wooddale?
at Wooddale.
So you guys, if you're not from Minnesota, when people ask where did you go to school in Minnesota, they mean grade school.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very
Yeah.
your experience is not unique. There's a lot of people who are born and raised.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eden Prairie.
Yeah.
Well, and people can make fun of Minnesota and the Midwest all they want. And my husband, he's from Scottsdale. And something that we've discovered in our 20 plus years here now in Minnesota is like, yes, it seems like everybody's born and raised here. Where do you go to school is where you went to elementary school. But there's something to be said for it because there's such a strong community here.
Yes.
There really
There is
is.
such
Yeah.
a strong community. Like your neighbors become your family. Your friends are your chosen family. Your family is with you.
And such a
Yeah.
great place to raise kids.
Right?
Yeah.
It's been a great. I mean, we like dabbled in like we considered moving from the area for a long time because I am not a big fan of winter. So like the cold is real, and what's it called, seasonal affective disorder. Where it's like we're on our like 10th gray day outside. So that's really real, but. In the bitter end, we were like, our family is here, our friends are all here, and in the end, it was a really good decision for us to stay and to raise our kids here.
We're not trying to make you all move to Minnesota, but we're just saying that
It is a great place to live.
there's cool chicks here, nice community. People tend to end up staying here.
And we'll give you a red light. The minute you cross the border, we'll just give you a red light therapy.
and a bottle of Prosecco.
And Erin says tanning beds, apparently.
Fixes everything. Yes, I loved that episode.
Do you know the
smell of the
nostalgic smell?
The smell of burnt flesh. Just a tiny tinge. And the visual of the heart sticker tattoo.
Oh, that's right.
Or if you're spicy, the Playboy bunny.
Oh, yeah. Once in a while, I did choose that one. It was usually the heart because I was a little bit of a good girl.
No, but nothing like a tanning bed, 20 minutes in the tanning
Crispy.
bed, a Diet Coke, and
A cigarette at Applebee's.
Yeah.
The best.
It solves. You know how we could solve the world's problems? Going back to that.
That's it.
Going just a smoke at Applebee's.
That's what the youth of America is
after
missing.
a tan and a Diet Coke.
You know, I haven't had a cigarette in like 26, 7, 8 years, but once in a while I just stand next to somebody who's smoking. I'm like, yeah,
It smells like a party. It smells like a party.
smells like my youth.
Yes, it does. I tell the boys that because they'll be like, "Oh my god, gross!" There's somebody smoking. I'm like, "Smells like the."
I'm like, yes, it is super gross. Walk away.
It honestly smells like my first time at ladies' night, like on the U of M campus. And yeah, it's disgusting. And yeah, I had to Febreze my hair to go to 8 a.m. class in the morning.
No.
But oh my god, it
Worth
was like
it.
so free.
Oh.
Nothing to worry.
Did you go to
about.
Station? Like, what was the big bar when you were in school?
Sally's.
Oh, Sally's was
Sally's.
still a thing. Or
At the
early.
University, yeah,
Yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
University of Minnesota. Go
See,
Golden
it was-
Gophers.
it was
with
Station when
Sally's.
I was
And-
young.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And to Jen's point, like winter, we would still walk to the bar like in our spaghetti strap top, for sure, and a high heel.
No socks.
No,
No. We
absolutely
went. I
not.
went to Iowa State for a couple of years before
Yeah.
finishing up at a state school here in Minnesota. But Iowa State, we were downstairs in the basement bar at Lumpy's.
Yeah.
That was our like hot night out. Yeah, nothing
Sarah
sexier.
Skillrood was at the KK Club or
Yeah.
whatever it is, the KK.
Yep, in
You're at
Madison.
Lumpy's. I'm at Station. You're
And
at
I'm at
Sally's.
Sally's.
Everybody, listen, it's
That's
sense
right.
memory,
And
you
it's
guys.
the 90s and
It's so
anything
good.
went. And yes, a little tanning bed, Sally's, a Diet Coke, and the Camel Man.
cigarette. Oh, the best. It was the best.
The good old
They were
days.
good old days. I would never advocate. I do not. Kids, if you're watching, don't smoke. It's
Don't.
gross and disgusting.
And
but like,
adults don't do it.
once in
Finish
a
school,
while,
stay
just
off the
like
drugs.
take a little inhale and just brings you
It
right
just
back.
smells like a party. I don't want
It
to.
smells like the golden era, kind of like honestly, like a little bit of the last like kind of golden era of
Well, we didn't have
Pre-social
phones.
media,
pre-digital age.
pre-phones.
Yes.
Right.
It
Right.
did feel so different.
Okay, wait. So, did you fall in love with your high school sweetheart or your college? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
let's go back.
Yeah. Okay. So I went to high school here in Eden Prairie. I grew up, went to school. We broke up. We got back together. We got married and had 4 kids. And it was like life was just like fast track. All of a sudden you blink and you're 35 years old and I've got 4 children.
No, I can't even imagine because your kids are pretty close in age.
They're very-
And you
yeah.
got married pretty young.
We finally
right?
figured out what caused that. And then we're like, okay, we're done. That's what, we're like,
am I, a scientist?
Wait a
I
second.
don't know.
Oh, that's what happened. So like by the time I was 34 years old, had my 4th baby and I was
Wow.
like, I'm done. And I stayed home for a big chunk of my kid's life.
Yeah.
Like up until my youngest was really in kindergarten. I was home full time with the kids. And really I did a lot of little things. I dabbled. I was a makeup artist. I've reinvented my one of my good friend's mothers. She's like, you've reinvented yourself so many times. It's like, and I have, but it was kind of out of necessity. Like I sold skincare. I was a makeup artist. I was a
stuff.
fitness coach for many years before I started
But
at the
I'm
network.
imagining
So.
you get married, you're having kids, you have 4 kids. What you're doing is fitting into your
Their
family
life.
life and their life.
100%.
What you could do. So yeah, you got to reimagine as the kids develop.
Yeah.
You got to reimagine and develop what you want to do next.
Yeah, I mean, it was really important to me to be home with the kids. I have a wonderful mom. She's sweet. She's such an amazing mom. She's still she's still with us, and all I wanted to do was be a mom and have kids, and that happened so fast.
Yes.
And I poured into my children for decades,
Yeah.
and then finally was like, okay, like there's more inside of me. And I remember I was working at my kids' school, at their elementary school. And I remember just feeling this little like voice being like, there's more for you.
Wow.
And it was like I remember where I was standing in that little, elementary schools have that smell that you just, that kind of just
Pencils, sharpened
pencils and like prepubescent, like sweat.
Oh, yeah.
Axe body spray.
Yeah, an Axe body spray.
It's like an aroma more than
It
a
is.
scent.
And then you've got the
Yes.
little tiny guys that still smell good, and the 5th graders where you're like, bro, like deodorant. Let's just introduce you.
Yeah. Yes.
But I remember where I was in their school and I felt like God was kind of like, there's more for you. And that was my last semester at that school. Or that wasn't volunteering. I was working there, but my last
But
time
that can be scary too. Like, okay, I guess I'm embarking on something new.
Yeah.
What is it?
So when you get this message, so then are you like, okay, you know what? I've seen this home shopping network. I'm going to go for it. Or like, how did that message?
Did you
in your
even know it was a thing?
elementary school
No.
move you into home shopping?
No. So after the elementary school working, I was there for a year or so. And then a good friend of mine at the time, we had this vision I've been doing a lot of like live videos on Facebook and social media for my fitness coaching business.
Yes.
And we had this idea. We're like, we loved HGTV. We loved Chip and Joanna Gaines. We're like, let's find deserving moms that have really great stories and let's design a space in their home for them and let's create a show out of it. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So we like invested all of our own money into it. We hired a professional crew to come out and we did 3 episodes and it was super fun and amazing. And for many, many reasons, it just didn't end up landing anywhere.
Sure.
So I was like, well, I guess I got to go get a job, you know.
You're a couple bucks lighter.
After 3 episodes of a 30-minute show. And so it popped into my head one day. I'm like, maybe I'll look into modeling. So I signed on with a modeling agency here in town thinking I would just do some talent work or whatever. And my very first job was at a place called Evine, which I was like, what's that?
And you literally live down the street.
And isn't that wild? It's in the same town you grew up in.
It was in my same zip code, and I did not know.
Folks who are in marketing at
Anywhere?
Shop NBC, Shop HQ, Evine, how can someone that lives blocks away not know that you exist?
No idea. I had no idea.
Just the start of 9,000 reasons.
Just
why.
wait. Just
Last
wait.
year happened. Yes.
My Lord.
I mean, for real. So I went, I got this call for Evine, which I figured out I learned was a home shopping network. And I'm like, home shopping? Is that like where people buy vacuums and stuff? So I show up and it was for a beauty show.
Okay.
A Canadian beauty brand. And the host for that show was Miss Erin Newberg.
Loud lady.
And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful and she's so articulate. And how is she doing this? And I was sitting there. I had my makeup done by the makeup artist with the big glasses. I forget her name. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, this is so amazing and so cool. No idea. Studio E, the beauty studio.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
that
was the very first time I walked
year
into
was
that
that?
building, 2018.
Yeah.
2018.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I was like, and you were so kind to me. I'll never forget. Like we have a lot of cool like in studio memories and moments, but that was really fun.
great.
That was my very first introduction into home shopping.
So you were modeling home shopping, and then did you keep modeling around town? Because if you didn't know, Minneapolis is a great hub for modeling and acting.
Yeah.
Lots of production.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a handful of things. I wouldn't say I was never one of those like, oh, you're their go-to girl. Like, but I did a handful of things. And then in 2019, I got a random LinkedIn message from our newly appointed CEO, in 2019. And
Same way Allie was contacted. Very active on the LinkedIn. Everybody.
very active on the LinkedIn.
If you're looking for gigs, LinkedIn apparently, right?
That's where you go.
Administration, in my humble opinion, is responsible for a large downfall of what happened, but they did make 2 really good decisions, hiring on Allie Krings and
right.
Jen Vick.
That's right.
So they
Thank you.
made 2. I will give you that. Well done to that administration.
Yes.
I'm very thankful. I'm really grateful because I went in and he reached out to me and he said, hey, I posted my videos of our episodes from our show on LinkedIn and he liked them and brought me in and
So
that
good.
was it. And I was hired on
In 2019.
in August of 2019.
So do you remember your first live show?
Well, my first like little bit of a live show. Yes, I was selling birds on a wire with Margie.
Oh my gosh. Margie sold Tiffany Style Lighting and it was her own company, and Birds on a Wire, I think, was the #1 selling.
We were still selling it like
Stained glass.
the last month at the
Yes.
network last
Yes.
year or this year. We were still selling the same.
It is a beautiful piece for anybody
Yeah.
who has it, but we get the giggles about it because we presented it over and over and over again. And if you had Birds on a Wire, it was like you could do it in your your sleep because we just knew that it was coming. So when you had this little message from God, like, hey, you're meant for more, did you ever think it was in television?
No, no, you guys, I was never in theater. Like, I feel like everybody comes from like dance and theater and, all the... Guys, I was a stay-at-home mom who like performed the Annie soundtrack when I was 9 years old.
Wait a minute. We got to go there for a second.
Okay, I was
Did
telling
you
them
sing
earlier.
it or did you do a spoken word performance?
In 1983, when the Annie movie came out, if any of you remember, I was obsessed.
Yes.
And I had my record, my Annie record on my record player, and my best friend Tracy and I was Annie, she was Molly. We had the recorded VHS. I don't think we had enough money to buy the VHS tape, but we like recorded it when it was on TV.
Oh, yes.
Memorized the entire film, and we would perform it for ourselves for 2 hours.
Can you hum a couple bars? Can you give us a little?
Hard Knock Life. Oh, I'm not going to sing anything. No, you can be Molly.
The sun will come out.
I mean, it was the best. So that's my only like brush with like, I don't know, performance or being in front of anybody, but it was like in front of my cat, that was it.
But the thing about
Do you still do it when you clean your house?
Sometimes. I mean, it lives rent free in here. Like I don't forget anything. So it's there.
Daddy Warbucks.
But your style was so authentic. So it's like you don't have to perform, right? I mean, like we're a heightened version of ourselves, whether it's here or whether it's on air.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, your strength is you're just being you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We've talked about that before. I think like some people who came to the network with a lot of experience in front of the camera, whether it be newscast or acting, actually had a more difficult time because they always thought they were performing a role.
They had to put on.
Yeah,
something.
like they were trying to mimic Becky or be a host. And sometimes I think, I'm not calling you ignorant by any means, but like ignorance is bliss is when you fall into this industry ass backwards.
100%.
You tend to do better because you're not doing a parody of somebody.
Yeah.
You're just doing you.
You guys, I remember my first fashion show I did. I think Kathy Norton was the host and Maya Powell was the guest. I remember standing there. I'd probably been on air a couple times at this point. I remember being like, thank God I don't have to talk up there for 3 hours. Like I had no idea that I could, like, I didn't know that
you had it in you.
In me. No, I didn't. I was just like, but then once it came, it was just like, oh no, I can do this.
Yes.
Like, it's weird. I didn't practice. I didn't know it existed. So I didn't aspire to it because I just didn't know that it was even an option, which is really weird because I was like a public speaking major in college.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like, and I went to school like 60 minutes from our network. So I don't know how that connection was never made, but it wasn't. So I was meant to stay home with my babies.
You know my story that when I was looking for jobs way before I got on air, I looked at the host and I was like, wow.
Right.
And I was going to apply to visual because that made more sense to me. Like setting up sets, doing product, that keyed into my...
And the visual is still a skilled...
Oh,
like,
it's a great
task,
gig.
Yeah.
I'd
Not what
still
you
do
would
it.
be good at.
I would love
You
to
wouldn't
be...
even come to set on time.
I applied to be a visual.
So that's
I applied to be a visual, and I didn't get a response. I think I sent them my video from my episode. I'm like, well, I can kind of do some stuff, and they never heard
Rejection
back
is
from
protection,
them.
babe.
Yeah, it
Right.
is.
I never
See,
heard
it
back.
landed you in the host role.
Yes.
So
know.
what was your favorite part of being a host?
Oh,
Besides Becky and I.
honestly, everybody that we worked with, like it was okay. My two favorite things were getting to know the customers. Like you guys were everything. And if there's one thing that I miss the most about this whole year of the network being gone and shut down and live broadcast being over, I miss the customers so much. I miss that connection.
Phone calls.
The
messages.
Nancy from Wisconsin, like Nikita and Juanita and like all of our dear friends.
Yes.
Jennifer, I mean, I miss you guys so much. So the customers I loved, I think something that was really surprising to me was how wonderful all of my coworkers were. Like I think in this industry, you don't, when you're not in it and you're thrust into it, you don't really know what to expect. It's like, you think like, oh, are there big egos you're gonna be dealing with or whatever?
Yes.
Everybody in broadcast though, like everyone that I connected with is so wonderful, you guys. Like it's hard to understand until you're in it. I remember one of the first, when I was modeling, one of the first shoots I went to, I was an extra for like an NBA Final Four thing when the Final Four was here. And I met like Dakota and all of our dear model friends from Shop. I had not met them yet.
Yes.
And they were these young, 25-year-olds or whatever. They're so sweet. And they were so nice. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like these are really cool people. And then I met all of you and I was like, oh my gosh, this industry is full of really amazing, talented, but very intelligent and well-spoken and just amazing people all around.
I'm happy to hear you say that, because sometimes I think that people think big personality or, like...
and mostly women.
Yep. And they associate that all with negative connotations.
Mm-hmm.
And to Becky's point, there are big personalities. There are big...
In the best way.
Big egos. But you have to have that to be on air every day, live and interacting with so many people. And just because you have a big... Like
or confidence maybe is different than ego.
It's not a negative thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you recognize like honoring it, and that makes each person special and individual.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
And you know what else is really cool is that like when I got into this industry, I was really struggling. Like I was in a very, I was home with my kids for a long time. I was kind of bouncing out in and out of different industries, and I didn't really have a group, like a friend, like people that I felt like I could really connect with. And I am not kidding you guys. After my first month, I would say month or two as a host, I was like, oh my gosh, I found my people. Like I have found my people because I didn't have them before. I have great friends from like my previous life and everything, but it's different when, I don't know. I don't think I was ever surrounded by such people that I identified so much with. That's right. And I could be like, oh, you're just like me.
These are my people.
These are my people, like those are, all you guys are great, but like, these are my people. Like they're my people, my core. Like, oh, we click. It's like,
Erin hates when I say it, but your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
Yes, though.
It's
like
so true.
You're putting those vibrations out and people are like, oh yeah, that's my energy.
Totally.
Well, even some of my best friends who have, jobs or stay at home or whatever, they don't understand what we do and even why we do it.
Yeah.
So the idea of going into work on a Saturday morning at 5 a.m. or staying at work till midnight on a Wednesday night, like even that is very difficult for other people to understand.
Yeah.
And
talking straight through for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because your 15 seconds turned into 4 hours.
But but people who are willing to do that, there is a different vibe.
Yes.
Where it's like, no, we love this so much that it doesn't feel like a negative to us.
Yeah. No, it didn't feel like work.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys, honestly, I know you've probably heard all of us say that so many times. Like work was so fun. I mean, it was work. It was hard work. It was getting up at 3 a.m. It was, learning a product. It was, doing a lot of like behind the scenes things that nobody ever saw.
Tons of research.
Lots of research, lots of work behind the scenes. But I can genuinely say that every single day I woke up, especially like Saturday mornings, I mean, I would wake up and be so happy and so excited to go to work because I'm like, I get to see all my friends.
Yes.
I get to be on air with Becky today. Like I remember like the big, like 4 hour, big One World or Christmas, whatever we had where it was like, I get to be with Becky
Getting
for
Becky
hours.
as a guest was a win.
You guys are kind.
No, it's the absolute truth. And
but
everybody will tell
you guys literally, we played dress up and hung out with your girlfriends. I mean, it really is a joy.
It was. It was super fun.
Absolute joy.
Yeah.
Was I heard the was come out.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
It was so fun. But this was so crazy. As we were getting ready for this, yes, we did all have a glass of champagne. So have one yourselves.
I love how she says,
what?
Like one.
Cheers. Get yours. Cheers.
I mean, I brought it over to congratulate them for the 1 year.
Cheers. In the middle of the morning.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to all of you. I say was because we recognized that this comes out exactly 364 days to the day that our former network pulled us all into a room and said, we are firing everybody in broadcast. And we'd like to quote unquote hire the hosts back at an undetermined time for an undetermined rate at an undetermined moment. I can't believe that was exactly a year ago.
What a year it's been.
You guys, this year.
Days.
Right?
It's been, I mean, if we're going to dive into that, it was the week before Christmas and it was very much we're shutting down live broadcast. That was what happened.
It's a death.
It's a death. Like everybody's losing their jobs.
Some people got 60 days.
Some people got 60 days. Yep. There's a Minnesota law where like they have to, they have to give the WARN Act. Yep. Where if they lay off more than a certain amount of people or something, they have to give 60 days, which was wonderful. Super grateful for that.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a week before Christmas and we all got the news delivered. I was in the car and got the news delivered that via a Zoom call that we were all losing our jobs.
So this is your dream job. That you recognize now you were made to do.
Yes.
You're having excellent success.
Yeah.
And now you find out it's all coming to a close.
Yeah. I mean, I was brought back to who I am through this job.
Oh, yeah.
Like I grew up and I had sparkle and I had shine, and kids are great and life is great, but like a lot of that can get dulled over time if you don't
Yes.
if you don't sow into it, if you don't feed that, if you don't, and I just didn't. I got really bogged down in life, and this job really brought me back to who I was, and like my face hurt from smiling so much, and using facial muscles. I swear, you guys, from using isomers and like other skincare and smiling so much, I look younger. Yeah. At the end of my tenure at Shop HQ than I did at the beginning.
I agree with that. And
for real,
smoking in the
it's
90s.
joy too.
And no smoking since
no tanning
1996. And no tanning beds. So like that for real, like all of that came to be, and then we lost our jobs, and it was extremely devastating.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear your point of view on this, because we experienced the exact same thing, but because you were one of, and I'll say newer hosts, you were one of our very last hires.
Yep.
So you were one of the newer hosts that didn't maybe have all of the same veteran experiences that some of us longtime girls had had.
Well, and like Allie Kring said, you didn't get the heyday when hosts were revered in the building and treated so beautifully.
So it's interesting to hear your point of view on it, because we went through the same thing and we supported each other the same way, but I think it hit everybody in different ways.
Yeah.
And it was really, and I don't want to say this like I feel sad for you, because I actually think you're better off than you ever have been, but it was hard for me to watch what it did to you in a different way than it hurt other people. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Because I think it did hit harder. I don't want to speak for you, but
no, it
It
did.
just hit in a different way emotionally, where I immediately turned to anger.
Yeah.
Yours was
super sad. Yeah.
Very deep grief.
If you ever want to know what Erin angry looks like, all you have to do is ask Jen Vick.
I've seen, I think that's the pinnacle. I mean, I'm assuming that's the pinnacle.
Angriest I have been in my
Angriest you've
adult
ever been.
life.
Yeah.
In my adult life, I had a meltdown in front of Jen, and
But it was righteous indignation.
nobody has seen me that mad. Maybe my husband once or twice.
Yeah, you were raging.
I think
She was raging. But it was totally warranted.
Yeah.
It was
they
completely
were
warranted.
messing with me and my friends' lifestyle. Like, not lifestyle, but like livelihood.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't stand for it. No.
And yes, it happened to everybody, because that was always what you guys were told. It happened to the entire company, but you guys were being asked, well, hang on. It was like a bad boyfriend. Well, hang on. Maybe I'll take you out later. I'll let you know. My people will call your people. You're being strung along.
Yeah, there was just a lot of messy communication, I will say. Like a lot of messy communication in the midst of the swirl from December 18th to the end of February. Lots of messy communication and expectations that were the, dates were moved and things were just, it was very confusing. It was a very confusing, very difficult time to
Can I ask you girls about this too? And I don't know if we've talked about this as a So Happy You're Here family. All of that was happening live on television. So while it did happen to everybody, you all, still the show must go on.
Yeah.
So you're in the midst of losing your job and with a smile on your face. And I remember doing your last show. Remember when we got kicked out, when security said, y'all
gotta go.
You can't stay here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Becky was my very last live show.
Yeah. And it was heartbreaking. It was so good to celebrate.
Yeah.
But we stayed and we drank as a crew. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
And finally security was
Champagne.
like, it's getting really, really late.
You guys have to go.
But I mean, trying to put on a brave face and a stiff upper lip, still put the show on. You've never seen more professional people. Smile though your heart is breaking.
It was honestly every day from that day, from December 18th until my last day on air. It was that. It was like you smile, you express your gratitude, and it was with a broken heart. Yeah. Like very much brokenhearted.
Well, brokenhearted and like, wait a minute.
And rage.
Well,
and mad.
You guys let me know if you ever do like an alley fight. I'm your girl.
Oh, you want her in a dark alley with you. Yeah.
Oh, she will hold the hoops. No, I'll hold her hoops.
Yeah, I'll take my hoops up for you. I will be on the front lines for you.
Yes.
Because, a year ago when all of this went down and we have to go back out on air, it's not just we're going out on air, and sad that the leadership has made a decision that is very confusing for us, but also then behind the scenes, we're watching things happen that I would say, to quote Heather Gay from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, were unsavory. Okay.
That's one of my favorite
Very
words ever. Unsavory.
Unsavory.
Yes, I say that to my kids all the time.
Yes. So now we're watching, not only are we sad and mad in different ways for decisions being made, but now we're on air and now there's things happening where I'm like, wait, I don't feel comfortable saying that out loud.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable subscribing to that plan.
Yeah.
And so it got really dicey from this time last year through February. Like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. I don't care what you say.
And remember, we had already been through a bankruptcy a year and a half before.
Yeah.
Right.
So like we had already ridden many waves of, okay, and we're roller coaster. Oh, this is looking good. This will be really fun. You know, now we're screaming and plummeting
Quintessential
down.
shop HQ.
And listen, we could, and we have dabbled in this, of just doing like a full like breakdown of all the terrible things that had happened and were happening and did happen and really made 2025 tough.
Yeah.
But if you look at the positive,
This is the year of the snake part.
yes.
Yeah.
When Fatima said to us in January, guys, it's the year of the snake, we got to shed the old. Never in 900 years would I have thought I was going to shed my career in 2025.
Right.
Yeah.
And guys, I think it brought us all closer together.
It did.
It made us, I think it's setting everybody up for more success than they ever thought they could have had.
Well said.
What do you think on that?
I totally agree. I feel like it, it's one of those things like you have to have death to bring forth new life.
Yes.
Right? Like you look at just the basic example of the caterpillar that has to
Yes.
basically die and metamorphosize into the butterfly.
Changing
right?
seasons.
Yeah.
all of
I mean,
it.
you look at, there's so many examples of that in life, the change of seasons, like trees lose their leaves and everything gets covered in a blanket of snow. And then in the spring, new life comes forth, you know?
Yes.
And it's like that in so many things in our world and in our life. So I feel like that's what this year has been for myself personally, but I think for so many of us, it's been like, okay, that job meant so much to me. Like it wasn't just a paycheck. It wasn't just a job. It was community. It was purpose. It was where I found it was where I rediscovered who I really was. And I think like you can get wrapped up in your job and get your identity all really wrapped up in it. It's like, you have to be kind of careful because you know, you want your identity to be in the right things, to be like not in another person or a job even. But the fact that it brought me back to who I am and then it was taken away so quickly was like tough. Like that was a really hard thing. But what it's brought me back to again is like, but I'm still that person.
Yes.
You know, like even without my dream, like it became my dream job. I didn't know it existed. So I didn't know it to be my dream job before I worked there. But it became such a joy in my life. And then when that was gone, now this year I've really been through it. I've been through it this year.
So
figuring that out.
What happened for you now personally? So a year ago today, the leadership at our old network announced they're getting rid of every broadcast. They're going to maybe bring us back, maybe not. All of us decided we don't want to stay on the ship. So you chose to leave. Was it in February?
Yes.
Okay.
So they had offered us, we knew like live broadcast was going away and we knew that there weren't enough seats at the table.
Yeah.
There's not enough hours in the day.
There weren't enough hours in the day to sustain so I knew that it would be very minimal if I were to stay. And I kind of was just feeling like I'm going to cut bait and just like, I need to walk away because I can't hold out for that. And I have to pay my bills, you know? So what I didn't say earlier is that the network also brought me around to a very, like a big sense of independence. I gained a lot of independence there. I went through a divorce when I was on air at the network, literally when I was on air.
Was that in the early days?
Mean? Were you signing the papers on air?
Yeah, you guys.
Really?
It was like, wow. I mean, it was my ex-husband and I have a fantastic relationship.
Yes, we do,
it's such a blessing. Like he is wonderful. We have a great relationship with our kids and everything. But we went through a divorce and it was, you know, when the judge gives you your date for your official kind of like whatever, and it was COVID time. So it was all over Zoom. Mm-hmm. and it was right in the middle of a show. It was in November of 2021, and we were in the middle of it was the soap dispenser that saved Christmas. Remember that? You guys remember? You probably bought
miracle.
It was our Christmas miracle because we had gone through a bunch of masks and everything during COVID, which we can talk about that too. But But it was like at 12:30, and I had shows from like noon to 3.
And one of the difficult things that I don't think everybody understands is in this industry, even in home shopping stations that are still currently open and operating.
Yeah.
The host schedule is no joke. You don't just get to sign up for shows. You don't get to just change the days you're on. In some cases, you would figure out your schedule 2 weeks before, some maybe a month before, and there really was no wiggle room. Unless you were on your deathbed, you were there. Like I have thrown up on air before.
They used to send airplane tickets when people are on vacation and like get your ass back.
Yeah. Like, hey, we got a Mackenzie rotation coming through. Melissa Minor,
You got to get home. I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. So to the point of what Jen is saying is
so how do you do it?
So I told my producer and my guest, I think Daisy was actually my guest that day, and told my producer, I'm like, this is what's happening. I have to leave in the middle of the show. Thankfully, I had a great guest, and I walked out at 12:27 and went to the host room and took my IFB out of my ear because I'm like, I'm not listening to the show. Like this is a sacred moment.
Yeah.
It was a 5-minute Zoom call.
Wow.
She was chirping out on air the whole time, covering for me, and I came back out on the show and finished the show.
What a pro!
Wow.
And
did you cry, or did you just have to hold it together?
I had to hold it together. You always have to hold it together.
Yeah.
You know, you have to you go out there, and it's amazing what happens when the lights go on because everything goes away. And for certain personalities like us, like that's actually a huge blessing for the lights to go on and everything fades away, and you just do your thing. So. I had some tears afterwards because it was very bittersweet.
Do you think having your career as a host gave you the confidence to say, I think I want to live on my own now?
Yeah. I mean, I think it gave me, again, like I was going through this whole transformation the whole time that the first few years that I was at the network, where I was like, oh, that's right. This is who I am.
She's still here.
She's still here. My mother-in-law actually, even a couple years into working at the network, she's like, you're back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were out to dinner and we were in the middle of a divorce, and this is my mother-in-law, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're back. And I'm like, and a lot of that was, working at the network. A lot of that was just that came out of that. So yeah, I mean, it gave me independence, but it also gave me a sense of like, no, like this is who I am, and it's who I've always been. It's just been, buried for a little while.
So can you now look back at that season and say that was absolutely purposeful and divine and for
100%. Yeah. I really do. I feel like God he brought me into the network at the exact right time. And it was right before COVID. COVID happened right after I was hired.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you came to the network in such a tumultuous time.
It was
brand new administration.
It does feel like an upside down.
Brand new owners.
Does.
And I remember, we said this to Allie too, like, I can't wait for you to experience the magic. Like, sorry,
And she's like, waiting. When?
It's never going to happen. It never happens.
When that magic comes. And it is funny because what Jen says is right. Like, the lights go on and everything else washes away. And it's actually... Now in hindsight, I realize it was like a break from reality.
Yeah.
Because you're on air and your only job, again, we're not saving lives, but like a surgeon or, like
just lock in.
We got to lock in and get our stuff done. And then once the cameras go off, we can move forward.
Well, and remember that one of my favorite memories on air, I have many, but one of my favorite memories is not actually a positive memory. It's it's kind of a trauma bonding moment. Oh, no. But Aaron and I were co-hosting because back then it was like we were co-hosting a lot of shows together.
Well, we were pinching pennies.
Yeah, we were pinching pennies.
In
You're
2020,
right.
they were trying to save money, but also there was a lot of that 6-foot issue on like how close you could be with people.
Yes.
And so the company at the time, and I'm very hard on this administration, but I do understand they were in a tough position at this time. Who can we bring in and how?
Well, hold on.
What?
We were essential workers.
Okay,
we
did label us essential workers, which was not true.
Well,
anyway.
we were selling masks and Wagner chocolates.
Yeah. And
That's
chocolate
essential.
was very important to me.
Very important to all of us.
So they would in any chance they had, they would have 2 hosts.
Yes.
Do the shows together. I think to abide by the laws, like the 6 feet COVID laws, and then B, to save money because we were already on their payroll and guests were brought in like as a gig,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, we were on a show together, and I'm happy you're bringing this up because it was one of the very few times where I couldn't get my head into the game because things were so bad.
You guys know what each other is talking about?
Yeah, she's going to tell.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So it was the height of 2020. It was May of 2020. And if you all know, like in 2020, Minneapolis had a lot of big, tragic, tough things happening in the city. A lot of unrest, a lot of rioting.
Yes.
And
Fires,
it was
protests.
I mean, we're the
fires.
epicenter of George Floyd. That's 3 miles that way.
That way, right?
Yes.
So it was incredibly unstable, and we were going into work every single day. And keep in mind, this is 2020. Everybody is at home. Nobody, like what a lot of people are surprised by is we were considered essential workers. So when everybody else was at home eating oatmeal and watching TV and movies with their kids, making sourdough, we were out there. We were going to work every day.
We were putting on makeup.
We're
eyelashes.
we're doing extra hours.
Do you
too.
know that I got a speeding ticket once everything kind of went a little bit back to normal because there was no cars? I would go 95.
Oh God,
because I do like to drive fast,
Yes.
and it was so fun because it was like I Am Legend.
So
like I was
wild.
the only person on the highway, so I'd be like, I'm gonna go as fast as I fucking please. And then the police finally, when everything was back, they're like, hello,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You're like, listen, I don't count. I've been working this whole time.
I know.
I'm essential.
I'm essential. We actually had a note. But anyway, so like we were on air one day and it was the day that our downtown, so we're, in Minneapolis is the Target headquarters.
Yeah.
So Target, retailer nationwide, and our Target downtown was being looted. Savagely. It was really a tough day, and there was a lot happening. The city was on fire. It was burning 3 miles down the road.
You could see the smoke. You could smell the smoke. I mean, you could hear the sirens.
helicopters.
It was a very scary time to be living in this area. And Aaron and I were on air together selling masks or sanitizing wands or something like that. And we said something to each other like on air. We were like, yeah, this is a really tough time. And you started addressing something that was something about the Target being looted. And you all of a sudden got so choked up you couldn't
started
speak.
crying.
She started crying.
No.
Yep. And
I looked at her and she looked at me and I could see her go, like, I'm not good.
Yeah.
And so the camera like quick cut to me and you just like sank down below the ped.
Did you just
and
go fetal?
collect herself.
it's the same motion I did when I declared that I had a set of 3 roadhead.
Oh, that's right.
So it is it is my safety mechanism, whether I am sad due to civil unrest and
Well, and don't lie, it's also her
looting.
party trick
Yep.
because she does that step thing
Yeah.
behind the bar too.
I hid behind, but I knew then too, I'm like, okay, we're bonded forever because we just looked at each other. Because I think, listen, we're not victims of anything, but it was a tumultuous time. And you have little kids at home and you're out here working and nobody else is. Yeah. And the city's on fire. And I started my career working at Target headquarters downtown. I met my husband working at Target headquarters. I remember that Target being built, and 15 years ago, it was like
It was the gem. It was the crown
shiny
jewel.
star downtown where people would come, and it was a fun place where moms would go for an hour to like get away for a little bit, or we would go on breaks from headquarters to like do a little shopping. And to Jen's point, the show must go on, but sometimes the show literally can't. There was a few times where I couldn't do it, and that was one. And I just hid behind the counter and cried. I cried and cried and cried, and I just kept looking up at Jen, and she just kept going.
It was, I mean, you look at someone and like she's crying and I'm like, oh
I'm sorry
crap.
for that,
Like
by
I'm
the
going to
way.
start like, and I start and I'm like, nope.
Somebody's gotta hold it together.
Someone's going to hold it together. Like I could tell like she like you were, it was,
couldn't.
it was just too, it was hitting too close to home. And so I was just like, okay. So then we just kept going, and but that was a bonding moment. I remember that being like,
But picking each other up was part of the job description. You know, I mean, that was the yin yang of the on-air relationship.
What?
crumble
That's
cookies.
beautiful.
Crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies are also
And
part of it.
So yes, I mean, I think that, and we'll tell these stories, and they seem really sad, and it is sad. I mean, what happened was very sad, but I also think it's a reminder, like you've got to find your people,
Yeah.
because it only made us closer and
That's
it only
right.
made us better buddies.
Yeah.
But I've told this story before on the podcast where things were getting so dark, where I'm like, the only thing that can solve this is a crumble cookie.
That was in like January or something.
I door dashed 12 crumble cookies to our workplace. There was 2 people there. One was Jen, a fitness expert, and one was me, a full-blown monster.
And so we were just like this, just like
you better eat this cookie. It's gonna make you feel better. And then on our last shows, we brought champagne for each other and had champagne on our last on-air shows.
It was really special. So, I mean, it kind of goes to show, like, yeah, there were a lot of so many sweet moments. And like, I wasn't there during the golden era of home shopping, but the time, this 5.5 years I was there, it was golden to me in a really special way, you know, because I found all of you and I found all of you and I found all of our other, you know, co-hosts, and it was just
And Erin
amazing.
has said too, at the end, that group was one of the neatest, despite some, you know, opinions to the contrary. The host group was really bonded and really good to each other and supportive, and so maybe you were in the heyday.
You
maybe
know,
now we have a new heyday.
Actually, do you want to speak to it, or should I?
You go.
I so agree with what you just said. And I don't know what it was like 20 years ago. Sometimes I think about that because I was a public speaking major, and I could have discovered the network a long time ago, and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I think I think that truly, like, God had me step in at the exact right time with the exact right group of people for me that I could connect with really easily. And it has been the greatest, like, gift of my professional life, hands down. And I think that this group has been more of a team than anybody could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So anybody out there that thinks like, oh, they weren't for each other, not true at all.
That's
not
true.
true at all. Like, we had each other's backs, especially the last, well, several years that I've been there.
Yep.
Yes, but
I
from
was there.
a year ago today to February.
Like, tight like this. Tight like this.
Yeah.
And anybody that thinks differently is wrong. Yeah.
And what I will say is one of the reasons we've alluded to it is there was people in power who said otherwise.
Backstabby.
At the time.
Yeah.
And I thought, well,
They
then
didn't
you haven't
know.
taken the time to get to know this group.
They
by
didn't
any
know.
means. But I think, you know, like people say like fight or flight in trauma.
Yeah.
Either you'll be a fighter or you'll fly, right?
Yeah.
I really think, you know, hindsight being 2020, looking back on this past year and everything that we all went through, not just us, but our peers in broadcast and our merchant peers and our vendors went through hell and back.
Yeah.
When I look back on it in hindsight, and now I think I have clearer sight on it, in these moments of trauma or something scary, you know, you choose your path. And I think there was a big group of us who said, no matter what, we're going to stick together.
Yeah.
You know? And there were people who said, I want to come out on top. And then there were people who were like, I want to protect
Keep you safe.
and protect this business. And I think for the people trying to protect the business, I think we were all in a few buckets where we were trying to protect the business, where we would say, that's not going to work. And I think like leadership or other people would think we were being rude. And I'm like, no. I'm telling you that because the business is going to fold if you do this way. I'm not right, but I do have quite a bit of experience.
Yeah.
So there was a group trying to like, wait, don't do that. We don't
No,
want
we loved it. We were trying to
Exactly.
save it.
Then there was a group who was like, no matter what, we're going to stick together. And I'm so happy that we got to do that. And then there was people who were like, listen, I can only look out for myself. And
Yeah.
that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they looked out for themselves,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know, and
You're right.
everybody has to choose their own part. But
Yeah.
I was really happy to come out of this and have such a big group of people who
Yeah.
were like, now I know they'll go to bat for me.
Oh, we've got people flying in from out of town for a Christmas party at the end of the month. So if that tells you anything.
Totally.
Like,
But it did bring out, I think, it brought out the worst in me, but it also brought out the best in me.
Yeah.
for
Do
sure.
you think the same?
I totally agree. I think it brought out the best and the worst in everybody in a little bit, you know, like worse, not worse in the sense of like bad, but just like, what are you going to do to fight for what you really believe is right and true and good and the best for the customer and the best for the business? And, you know, we're not into all the financials of like business, but we do know the customer. And I think that was something that was really cool. I watched you do this a lot and I learned a lot from you over the years is like, what does she want? What is the customer looking for? How can we protect her and serve her and, you know, make sure we're keeping her at top of mind because you guys are the ones that matter.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
And anytime we did that, we had great success. So it was really like
pretty
the
simple.
winning formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody wanted to listen to it after a certain time.
Yeah.
It was a pretty simple business strategy, I thought.
And I think that's what was sad too. Is like, I think the thing that was sad to me was that it didn't have to be this way.
No.
That's what was frustrating.
Had the resources,
The talent.
and the inventory to really create something. I mean, to really continue something really incredible. And
Well, and think about her. She's a 35-year-old old tank that just kept on chugging along. I don't think we ever thought it would really go tits up.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. A year ago tomorrow.
I remember
The
being at a
minute they
party.
said it, I'm like, this is over.
Do you remember though, before that, like the week before, and we were at a party and someone said, I'm so excited about your podcast. And I was like, yeah, it's super, super fun. We're super excited. I just don't feel really safe at shop right now. And I remember it was nothing even bad had happened yet. It was just that you could just feel tectonic plates underfoot where you're like, ooh, I better stand here.
the rumblings.
That doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
I got to stand over here.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? A day later, 3 days later. Oh yeah, by the way, a 35-year network we're just going to pull the plug.
Well, you know what? Rejection is protection, and God's plan is always right.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy where we've ended up now.
Absolutely.
I know.
So when you left in February, did you were you like, I want to stay in this industry? Like, what were you thinking?
Well, in this industry, it's super unique because you have to kind of live wherever you're on air.
That's right.
So we had a number of friends, of course, as you all know, move out of state to pursue other places. And I've got 4 kids and they're all here. And so I've got 1 kid in Texas, but the rest of them are here. And I just can't move. Of
course, yeah.
So I kind of resolved in my mind, like, this is it. Like, this is the end of my home shopping career. Yeah. And you know, that has taken me the whole year to really process that. It's been a tough one to process because I loved it so much, as we've talked about. But I was like, I'd be open to being a guest and doing things like that. But a lot of networks are also requiring their guests to live local.
Yes.
And I can't do that. So I think that mostly I mean, there might be a couple of things here or there that I do, but mostly I think that I'm shifting gears.
Yes. And so you took time off, right?
I kind of pivoted. I pivoted and was a quick, managed a health club for a few months. And then I landed where I am right now, which is in a tech startup. Completely different.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
See, this is good about the reinvention. Like, we're still in the year of the snake. We're still shedding, finding new.
I know. Yeah.
A tech startup.
Yeah. So a good friend of mine that I worked for 25 years ago, before I had kids or anything, he was a tech startup, like an entrepreneur, and he started up another company, ironically focused on helping people recruiting and finding jobs.
Oh my gosh.
So so it's a lot of if you're out of work, our brand new tech it's not fully launched yet, it's almost ready, will transform the whole job market.
So you won't need LinkedIn anymore.
You will. Okay, I won't say that, but it's going to blow. It'll be a very different. It's going to shift like how Open Table shifted making dinner reservations.
Yes.
It's going to be like that, but for job hunting. It's called Match 2.
Cool.
Match 2. Mm-hmm. I hope so, because my LinkedIn profile still says I'm a guest at HSN.
I know. I saw that
from 2022, I think. So I hope something's coming.
I know.
I just reshot a headshot, and she said, "When was the last time you did this?" And I said, 20 years ago.
Yeah. You know what? Who could be bothered?
No,
with
who has the
LinkedIn?
time? Who has the time?
But it's fun because I think so many of us are in the same age range. You know, we're not in, listen, if you're in your 20s or 30s listening, it's not that you can't relate to this as well. But I think sometimes you get on this path, you're so happy with it, you think it's perfect. And God, that's what we believe in, or universe, whoever you believe in, steps in and says, actually, I'm going to redirect you down a different road.
Yeah.
And it can be really devastating. But I think it lands you exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Don't you think?
I do. And I think that's the lesson from this year. You know, it's this year was, for me personally, and I know for a lot of us, it was devastating.
Yes, that's the word.
It was devastating. Yeah. Because there's no going back. It's not like you can go to the next shopping network down the street and get another job there.
You're not getting another marketing specialist role at the business next door.
Right. No.
Right.
It's a very unique, it's a very unique, very specific little, sliver of work. And so I think in hindsight, looking back at everything, you guys, everything happens for a reason. We say that all the time, but it's so true. These sayings are adages for a reason, because it's true. When you feel like you are being thrown off the path, I think it's just so important to make sure you continue to like keep your North Star, like your central guiding light, like who are you? What's your purpose? Who are you? And I'm in this little tech startup and I'm in a completely different industry, but I'm weaving myself into this like very techie, very, technical.
And are you the girl,
role.
the only girl?
I'm one of two women.
Which is also interesting. You come from a female like matriarchy into a male driven.
Does anybody there order a 12-pack of crumbled cookies while putting on a fake eyelash and stuffing their bra?
No.
Okay.
No.
In front of you?
That's what I know. Oh my gosh. There'll never be anything like that. And I mean, the amount of skin we've all seen each other in,
there are no secrets.
There's no secrets. And I went, did you guys notice I'm a little tiny bit tan today?
Yes.
I went and got a spray tan the other day.
Good for you. I see.
Did it feel good?
She's back.
Well, it felt
Did you
great.
marinate?
I did. I marinated, but do you know what happened?
What?
I kind of wanted to tell this story because I went in and one of our good friends from our network, Leah.
Right. Uh-huh.
She manages, she's a big manager at a spray tan. So I went there to like, they have like trainees that are going to spray you.
Oh, we did this.
Yes. I was like, you guys did this too. I was like, I need a little pick me up, whatever. It'll be good to have a little bit of a glow for the podcast.
Yeah.
So I get there. Their trainees were stuck in a snowstorm.
Did Leah do it?
So Leah,
This is actually, I was so nervous that this was what was going to happen.
Our old coworker saw you completely naked.
you guys, it's bad enough when it's like, if it's like strangers, you're like, whatever, you're never going to see me again.
Yeah.
And they see it all day. They see all the skin all day long.
Yeah.
But Leah's coworker was like, oh, you just go spray her. And Leah's like, okay. And I'm like,
And she probably doesn't think anything
I'm
of it.
sure thought nothing. We were chatting about like other coworkers the whole time. And she's like, shh. And I'm naked.
But you're like arms in the air,
Oh.
legs open.
They do. They say, can you have to like, kind of like when you get a wax, you have to sort of move.
I had to go out of my head. I had to just like, I had to disassociate from my brain.
Or I would have worn a
like,
scuba suit.
Yes.
I would have
You have to
just
lift up your boobs to get under. And I'm like, well, my boobs don't have to be lifted.
I was going to say, some might have
But like
to.
when you turn around, they're like, could you spread your butt cheeks?
Yes.
I'm like, am I in prison? Are you doing a cavity
No,
search?
it's just the worst when you
Is this a cavity search?
Oh, it's bad. It was bad, but it was fine. It was totally fine, but it was just funny. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But that's the world we lived in.
yes,
We
like
would
where
just
you were
drop
just
trow at a moment's notice.
We were talking.
You had
We would
to.
be we would be in the back host dressing area, and I would be like in my skivvies talking to Jen about the strategy I think I'm going to use in my jewelry show.
yeah.
And she would be coming out of the bathroom, like putting deodorant on and a tank top. Like,
It was
talking
just-
about the meeting she has.
And
next
Allie's
hour.
using your makeup palette.
And I'm putting on Melissa's old eyelashes. And then we get on a live show and we're changing in a live show. And there's
Of course.
I remember meeting new models like, hey, I'm Erin. Are you new here? And I'm in an underpants.
Oh yeah, and
And like, it's so nice to meet you, Dina. Diana. What's your name? Okay, I'll see you out there. Could you zip me up? It's my butt crack.
Any theater kids that have ever changed in the wings, that's all we did. There was no room. It was like off, like just 2 steps offset.
But as grown women. I
know.
yeah,
It was fun.
and it's coworker, but it's fun though. Like
So
you
don't
got
do
used
that at
to
your
it.
tech startup?
I don't do that at my new tech startup. I can't even quite go there in my mind. It's all dev guys. It's all development. Like they're writing code all the time. So no, that will not be had. They won't be spray tanning me.
That's incredible.
But it was. It just kind of goes to show though too. Like it really was like okay, like all right, Leah's gonna spray me. And it. Oh my
God, that's
It was fine.
Thanks for getting gussied up for us.
I wish I had I love a spray tan.
Listen.
Nothing better.
It's a good glow. A good like pick me up.
I like to go at night at like 9 and then sleep in it. I put my Christmas onesie on. Sexy. I zip it
Smells
all the
good,
way
too.
up to my neck, and then I sleep in it to marinate. So in the morning when I rinse it off, it's a little deeper.
Oh yeah, you
richer.
can't shower too soon.
That's a good idea.
No, I know, right?
Yeah, next time I'm doing
It does nothing for the marriage, but it does make you look cute.
But you know what? You guys have been married for a while now.
20 years, you
20
guys.
years. Yeah.
Strong. 30.
30.
20.
Yep. That's incredible.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
We're beating the odds.
Yeah,
so
we are.
listen, if I zip up a full piece onesie
you do what you got to do.
once or twice a month,
Well, they know. Phil walks in. Oh yeah, it's self-tan night. Okay. Okay. I'll be over here.
So Jen, what do you think you've learned this year? Like when I look back at last year at this time, I really believe I was going through lovely emotions. I liked my job. I loved the people I worked with. I was happy with what I was getting paid. And I feel like I was just going through the motions. And what I learned this year is like, I'm not going to go anywhere unless I get uncomfortable with myself.
Ooh.
And they like forced me to get a little uncomfortable.
So you're looking at it with gratitude.
I totally am looking at, I came out with some of the best friends in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I know for the rest of our lives, we're never going to be alone.
Yeah.
We might take time where we don't see each other or don't have time to hang, but we're never
Hannah
going to be
thinks
alone.
she's away from us. She's
Who does?
not. Hannah thinks she's
Hannah
away
Tim
from
left the state, but not for long, baby
No,
cakes. Watch
she'll
out.
be back.
I learned that I had to be uncomfortable if I wanted to continue to grow.
To grow, yeah.
What did you learn?
I feel like the biggest thing I learned this year is that you can lose your job, you can lose your income, you can lose your livelihood, you can lose your career, but you can't lose yourself.
Yes,
Like not to say like they can't take that away from you, but they can't. Like none of that stuff you can't. If you're really solid and grounded in who you are, and like you're solid and grounded in what you're good at, you know what you're not good at, but you're really solid in who you are and your identity as a person, as whatever you believe.
Integrity.
Yes.
Yeah, your character, your giftings, or whatever you're doing, like no one can take that away from you.
And there's no circumstance that can rock it.
No. Oh,
No,
I love that.
like you just like I think like being really solid in who you are and not letting it ride on a career or a job is a really, and I think I teetered on that a little bit because of how much life our job brought me.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Right. Like worrying if my job goes, is who I am. Yes.
going to be gone too.
Yes.
And I would say like this year it's been a tough year for me that way, but I feel like I'm on this upswing of like, oh no, I'm still who I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm still me and there's still more for me to do, out in the world.
And there are jobs beyond home shopping.
Way beyond home shopping. And I think that's like the part of the thing that I had a hard time believing is like, well, what else is there?
Yeah.
But there's so much more out there.
Well,
so
it's
much more.
so niche and it's so.
You know who's a great example to me is Kimberly Wells.
Yeah, totally.
You know, who was at the zenith of her career, super successful, and just is still in her gifting in just a totally different. She's now cruise director for Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Which, by the way, why aren't we going on a cruise with her?
We should
Would that be
do that.
Actually.
but not pay retail?
Here we are talking like we're so smart and we haven't even thought about this.
You know what she said in her, because I watch every podcast that you guys do. I watch every episode. When Kimberly she said something that actually really helped me whenever that was a month or two ago. She said, you guys asked her, you said, do you miss home shopping? And she said, every single day I miss my job.
Wow.
At home in home shopping.
It meant that much.
Yeah, it meant that much. And it actually gave me some comfort. I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. Yeah. Like, it's okay to grieve what you've lost.
Yeah.
As long as you can move past that grief. And Kimberly has done it so beautifully, with her career.
Yeah. I miss it every day. Do you?
Oh, I loved it. I do feel like it was different as a guest role because ours is like gig work. It's, it's hourly.
Yeah.
So it is,
Yeah.
It never felt as safe, I think, in my role.
Ours, yes.
Because you had actual, W-2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had insurance. I don't want to brag or anything.
I was insured.
When my college roommates and I, when we first all started getting our first jobs,
Yeah.
one of my girlfriends called and she's like, "You're never going to believe this. I have insurance." And we were like, we've made it. We've made it. We don't care if you can pay bills. You have insurance. You're an adult. What are you going to do next? Wear glasses?
That's it. You may as well be the president of the United States.
Yeah,
That's
we're like, oh my God, insurance. No, we had a paycheck every 2 weeks. That was the same. And it was different. But I think we've learned a lot and we've come a long way. And
What do you feel like you've learned in this year?
Since
everything shut down.
I think I really wrestled with the justice part. And I think that I kept asking Erin questions like, well, what if how come we can't, like trying to make sense of it and trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And it was just, and I don't mean to say this judgmentally, but there were bad actors. And sometimes there's just bad actors. And you project your own sense of authenticity and truth and justice and all these things. I sound like a Marvel hero.
you are a Marvel hero.
But there were people, there's people that
Black
just
Widow.
have a different agenda. And sometimes
so what do you learn from that?
That there's bad people in the world.
There's bad apples.
There are. And they don't have everyone's best interest at heart and they have their own interest at heart.
Okay.
And so sometimes you do we all galvanized and came together. Taking care of yourself is important too. Like listening to that small, quiet voice that's like, run. This is scary. This is bad. Those are bad people is right.
Yeah.
So sometimes the message is great and it's a benevolent, God voice. And sometimes it's.
So what I'm hearing is what you learned was I am right.
Yes.
So
I fought her on it.
I
I fought her on it.
I was like, Becky, out. It's not gonna. You got to move. And you were like, I'm gonna fix it. I'm like, you can't.
I just have to get the right person's ear. Like I thought I could be a whistleblower. I thought I could help.
You did. I mean, you did. You raised your hand a lot. Like you
remember
used
when
your voice.
When we unionized?
I do. I remember.
There were so many times where it was
remember.
like, I just have to get. Yeah, we'll fix it. We can fix it.
But don't you guys feel like, I kind of feel like, despite everything, right? The last year was horrific. But despite that, and despite, the kind of the gradual decline, I am so grateful. Like I feel very lucky and very blessed to have been in this career at all, in this industry at all.
It's totally a very small number that can do this.
It's a couple dozen people in the world country that do this job.
Yes.
And I feel really, really lucky and special. Not special. I feel lucky and blessed to be able to be connected to so many special people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's such a cool industry and a special industry where you get to connect with customers and people. So I think that's the bright side of all of it, is like, you know what? And those relationships don't go away.
That's right.
And now I can't wait to see what happens in 2026 because we're all going to get on a horse.
Listen,
and just go galloping into the future.
we ride it done.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe that cruise happens. Maybe we take that horse directly to a
For
cruise.
real, actually.
I think that
so
sounds
fun.
amazing.
Maybe the three of us, and we can invite our friends, go and test it out. Make sure it's like, we think it's good fit, and then we can invite everybody.
Do you know that's an actual job, like for corporations to go do, check out sites to make sure they can have their corporate events?
Are you kidding
Wouldn't
me?
that be a great gig?
I'm in.
Do you know before the intranets, before the World Wide Web, before my dad could surf the World Wide Web,
When you were smoking at Sally's?
when I was Febrezing my hair at 8 a.m.
Yes.
To go to class. I made it to class. When I first started working at Target in the very early 2000s, there was the internet, but it wasn't obviously as savvy now. And there were jobs, they were called trend experts. And their entire job was to fly around the world and shop and bring it home. Take pictures and bring it home.
And bring it to Target?
I revered these women. There were a few men, but there was women specifically in fashion.
Brilliant.
Like their job would be, go to Paris Fashion Week and take pictures of what's happening, because we wouldn't get an immediate report on social media.
Right.
Then head down to Milan and just get pictures of what you're seeing in the local boutiques. Then why don't you go to New York and spend 5 or 6 days in Soho and see what's trending right now? I wanted to be these women so bad.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if that was your job?
How were you not one of those? I feel like that's like a perfect job for you.
Thank you so much, Jen. She's always seen the best in me.
No. Her fashion is insane. Like,
Well, you're so
I mean,
sweet.
all of this
Thank
is
you.
amazing, but like all her day-to-day stuff is great too.
Thank you. Well, you have to start somewhere. And I started as an entry-level lady in the candy department and promptly gained 10 pounds in samples on my stomach and
Thank you,
thighs.
Frango.
Thank you, Hershey's. Thank you, Mars Incorporated.
Wait, did you just eat Snickers
you.
at your desk all day, or what did
So,
you do?
I highly recommend, by the way, still to this day, if you are newly graduating, go to a company like a Target or a Walmart or a Best Buy who has like merchandising, store planning, real estate, law.
And a real path.
And you can go all over. And I love that. But I entered there in merchandising thinking I wanted to work in retail. And I got you would get placed in departments, and I got placed in candy. And you have full samples at that time too. To plan for your store, they would have what they called planograms.
Oh, yeah. I
Now
remember
they're
those.
online, but we would have entire conference rooms that mimicked and looked identical to the store. So I would have 4 aisles of candy that I was in charge of making sure were always stocked, and the buyers could come in with their vendors and decide like how they want to
Placement.
rearrange it. And then we'd always have samples, to test. And I was the lady coordinating all of it. So, 5 or 6 Almond Joys a day later.
I love Almond Joy.
Things were looking tough. Pearson's nut roll. Didn't even know I liked them.
Local legend.
Till I started working at Target. Yeah, the Lindt truffles. You got a box of those? Oh my God. Yeah.
Who knew your depth? Who knew
Why did I start talking about working in candy at Target?
that the universe brings you where you're supposed to be?
To candy.
But okay, I have a question.
No, the trend lady. So I started working in
Yes.
candy.
Yeah.
And I knew them. Like they would be in our meetings because they would even do like candy trends. Like Dylan's Candy Bar.
Oh, remember
opened
how
in
big that
New
was?
York while I worked, and they were like studying it. Like
Wasn't that Ralph Lauren's kid? Yes.
More curated candy or Tommy Hilfiger's, one of the two.
Yeah.
And so I started in candy, and then I did move into marketing for fashion, but then I got myself knocked up and decided to stay home with my son. And so I never really made it any further than
It
that.
just happens. That stuff just happens. Like, I don't know how, but I mean,
Do you know one of my girlfriends? They have 4 kids, and when her oldest daughter realized how babies were made, she came home from school and she goes, "Did you know this?" And they're like, "We did." She goes, "And then you did it 4 times?" Like she thought
Just the 4.
The act of it had happened 4 times.
So great.
And they were like, we have done it 4 times.
That's right.
And we'll never do it again.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
So we are a week away from Christmas,
Yes.
right? What are your guys' goals, aspirations for I know we're not necessarily at New Year's yet, but like it's gonna be 2026 in a couple of weeks. And you guys
let's
have already
vision cast.
far like surpassed the 1 year mark.
Yes.
Like what's your where are your goals? Like how can we all support you with the So Happy You're Here podcast?
I'm so glad you
sweet,
asked.
Jen.
I wanna
So
know.
I'm going to just take lead on one part of it. Aaron thought that we would do one episode. I don't want to speak for you. And Alex Cooper or whoever would come knocking and we would be millionaires on episode 1.
I've been delusional since the day I was born. I think it's a superpower.
This is the year that it's actually going to happen because there was some steps we had to take. We had to do X number of episodes, build followers. So of course, still like and subscribe. But this is the year that we take this little idea, this little engine that could, and now we go a little bit wider. So I think this is the year that we, whether it's advertisers, whether it's brand partnerships, whether it is, podcast partners, this is the year. We've got enough under our belt now to.
I never thought we'd make it this far.
No.
I mean, because also when we started, we were doing it, we were also working live on air.
It was a side hustle.
Yeah. I think that I would like to get even more people involved, like more listeners, more community. I think when I look back at the precipice of this podcast and what we wanted to do, and even like where our friendship grew and bloomed with Jen and with all of our listeners, it was really from being a group.
Yeah.
And I love that. I just think community and I think girlfriendship is one of the most vital parts of life.
Yeah.
And so I just want to grow that. Like
Yeah.
I want more people to be a part of this.
And all the names you mentioned are the same
Yes.
exact girls that, well, it's your fault. We've said it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
made
want
this happen.
more listeners and viewers, not just because like it's good for business, but I do think it's a vital part of living a healthy life. And 2025 has been real ups and real downs. And I think there's so many dark things happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
And so many confusing and scary things. And I think now more than ever, we just need an even bigger girl gang, and guys are welcome too, who can just chit chat like this
Like
and
this.
laugh and be like,
I
okay,
know.
being sad, okay, being happy,
Yeah.
not worried about everything, not offended by everything, but truly just there for each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would
And
like
less alone, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would like more people to experience what we have experienced.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to bring that
I
to
love
life
that.
on
I
this
love
podcast.
that. I
It's
think
really
that's so
good.
special because I think it's a weird, dark, confusing time in the world. And I feel like and there's a reason, you guys, like there was a reason I tune in every single week and watch this podcast, because it does bring me like, and then I call Erin and I'm like, blah, when I talk, and then she gives me additional therapy on the side. But there's something so amazing about being like around like-minded women and building that community. And that's all of you too.
Yes, absolutely.
So I just feel like the world needs more of this. It needs more of So Happy
Thanks,
You're
Jen.
Here, because
Yeah.
you guys are so, don't you guys think like you guys are so genuine and so just like, everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
There's a seat at the table for everybody.
Yes, there is.
Everybody.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I think
Not
that
the
was
assholes, though.
No, well, yeah, not. I mean, you have
There's
to be
only one or
you have to
two
be
of
a
them.
kind person.
Yes.
You have to be
Yes.
a like-minded person.
Yes.
But like, we need that, and I think that there's a lot of aloneness out there. People
Yes.
feel very isolated. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than for 2026 to have so many people here just to feel better once a
Yeah.
week.
Amen.
Just to like have a giggle once a week. I think it's so important.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
agree.
Do you have goals for 2026?
My biggest goals for 2026 are to continue to weave who I am into my current job.
Yeah.
And to kind of, and not be afraid to ask for what I want.
Yes.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
I back you on that one.
Thank
Jen.
you. Thank you. I think that's important for me. Like to not be afraid to just say, you know what, like actually this is where I can see myself adding value.
Yes.
And I feel really confident in that.
Yes.
And being able to walk forward in that and to be able to see kind of where 2026 will take me. But I'm ready. I'm ready for this year. I love my snake ring, but I'm kind of ready to shed the year and to move on.
Do you think JTV makes a horse?
I was
ring?
just gonna say, get
We
on
need to
it.
figure something.
I don't know. I think I asked Fatima in our group text
Oh, yeah, you
recently.
did.
I'm like, is there a horse ring?
Or maybe
So-
we have to wear more polo or something.
Yeah,
to
or
wear
like a
more
pendant,
horse
or like a horse pendant.
Ooh, that would
Yes.
be cool.
Or maybe we'll get like a little statue for the
statue.
statue.
That was very
I'm an old Midwestern lady.
That was very Midwestern. You could put it right here.
I'm going to.
Does Hummel make a figurine? Can I?
You know what else? Put it on 2026. Laugh at yourself more often.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes,
Is that your
laugh at
confidence?
yourself.
Is that your confidence of the Countess?
The confidence of the Countess this week for me is laugh at yourself more. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're in trouble.
You're in a heap of trouble.
You got to be able to laugh at yourself.
You know what else I think too is don't think that what's happening now is a permanent thing.
Girl, so good.
Don't you think? I think
Yes.
that again. Okay, don't think that's what's happening right now means it's forever.
Right.
Yes.
Like it is so we have today, tomorrow hasn't even happened.
Yeah.
So like we sit here and this is me, I worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, or like I think that whatever's happening now is like forever and ever, amen.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
Tomorrow, like we can affect tomorrow by our actions, by our words, by like our attitudes, by the risks that we take.
Yes.
We
This is
don't
really
have to be
good.
stressed out about like what we have today. Today is what we have. And
Yes.
today has enough worries of its own.
Yes.
So just live in the present.
I love
Yeah.
Jen, I cannot tell you how vital this is for the end of the year.
Yes.
Like it's just so
Yeah.
perfect. This timing is divine.
See, you know, we've been asking Jen to be on the podcast for quite some time. And she's like, you know what? I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
okay, but are you ready now? And then when she was
again.
like, you know what? I feel like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Is it
Because
really?
it's our
It is really good
last
timing.
guest
I
of
know.
2025.
Oh, thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
Oh my
for
God, we
that.
could talk for hours and
I know,
hours.
I know.
Do you think it would be smart to do a group pod one day with our group text?
You guys, it would be so fun.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
And this
we
you're
have to
gonna-
back the cameras up a little bit.
Yeah.
You would hear some things.
We have to get a lot more microphones.
You know, Becky and I have always tried. Yeah, well, Garrett he could help us.
Oh, we could do it technically have some Skyping in or some Zooming in and some live.
If Fatty and Hannah
Yes.
Skype in,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the three of us,
We
and
have the
Melissa did
technology.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, we could see.
That would be fun.
Well, you know, Becky and I try to keep it classy. And I'm like,
Boy, do we
do we ever
try.
just do a circle up and just group and say, you know, this is what happened? Not that it wouldn't be classy.
I mean, I think you've gotten dribs and drabs of what went down. I
Yeah.
think you get little pieces of the story with every new guest that we bring
I don't know.
in.
You guys like maybe
You guys
tell us
tell
in the
us.
comments. Yeah, like
'Cause there's
tell
also
not tell
some-
us, not
yeah.
me. Tell them in the comments like
No,
what
you're part of the squad.
Yeah,
now.
you're part. Girl, you're
what
part
do
of
you
the group.
want to see? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. What are people saying they want to see?
Yeah, 'cause
You?
I also am a big
You?
believer. Yes. More of Jen.
No.
In the dressing room with 12 crumble cookies and some champagne. I get it.
In the spray tan
Oh,
booth.
no, I regret that we didn't take pictures that day of
My
the crumble
God.
cookies and the champagne.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Do you want to be a spray tanned expert? Because Jen's looking for more people to train with.
Every
We
couple
should
of weeks.
Tell people though how to reach you. So you're on Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram, Jen Vick Official. It's my same Instagram that I've always had, Jen Vick Official,
Yes.
and then Jen Vick on Facebook. Wait, what's my new Facebook? I did change my name from Jen Vick Shop HQ to something else, and now I don't remember.
Jen Vick on air, Jen Vick TV.
On air host, I think.
On
Jen
Air
Vick
Host.
on air
That's what I
host, I
did,
think,
yeah.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Wait, real quick, I want to add in because maybe too, we can dwell in the past. As I've told you, I can hold a grudge. Unfortunately, I can hold a grudge, and I like to rehash. Jen and I are the masters at rehashing together.
I love it
We're
so much.
so good at it.
I love it so much.
But in the spirit of the horse in 2026, I mean, maybe this is just our time to feel like let's cut loose and just move forward too.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you could just tie it to the back and just drag it and hurt it a little bit for a while. Just
like tin cans
run
behind
it
a car.
through. running through a creek, running through the woods.
All right.
She's not ready yet. She's not quite yet. It's not quite 2026 yet.
We love a rehash.
I do love rehash. I called you after that one episode. I'm like, girl, we rehash like every couple of weeks. We're like, you know,
But it makes you feel less crazy when somebody else validates.
yes, we've said that so
I
many
went
times.
through that same thing.
Yes. It took you behind us. But we've been on the phone how many hours?
Just dozens of hours. I'm not
circling it,
kidding.
Like, wait, no, that I wasn't crazy, right? No, you weren't crazy. No, we did the right thing.
Yeah. It's so healthy. It's so good to have girlfriends do that.
Yes.
So
That's why in 2026, I want more of you to experience this.
Yeah.
I really think the world would be a better place if we all had somebody like you. Yes.
I agree.
Make the world a better place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Jen.
guys
Wait,
so much.
cheers. We did
Oh,
definitely.
cheers. We did.
Cheers to
Yay.
you. Cheers to 2026.
Cheers to you guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And
Merry
we're
Christmas,
so
everybody.
happy you're all here. Love you.
Bye.
Our partners and friends at Isomer Skincare are still here to help you feel and look your best in the skin that you're in. No matter your age, no matter your skincare want or need, they have got you covered. Isomers has real chemistry. They are science-based skincare created by chemists to bring the best ingredients and the best results to your skin. What you're going to do is go to isomers.ca, use the code HAPPY20, and you're going to get 20% off your purchase. If you spend $100 or more, it's free shipping and handling. So enjoy. That's isomers.ca. If you want to move better, if you want to feel better, if you want to perform better, and who doesn't, you've got to check out Daily Fascia. Daily Fascia is one of our original supporters. It is brought to you by Erin Teets. And what she does is she helps relieve aches and pains with fascia-focused activations. She is a best-selling DailyOM course creator who does personalized sessions that help you feel your absolute best. You can check her out on Instagram, Patreon, or YouTube. And when you do, use the code HAPPY20 to let her know that we sent you and to get a special discount exclusive to our listeners. You guys do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It will help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.